Okay, today's video is about me finally, after 2.5 years, coming out and redoing this plumbing that has been ripped apart, put back together. I couldn't even tell you how many times. And it has to be done because it's just, the whole thing is a mess. It's not hooked up properly. This pressure switch that powers the well pump has to come down here below the shutoff valve. The water filter's installed backwards. Just a lot of things. This was torn apart numerous times during the build because I was just winging it. I want this here, I want that there. Things had to be moved numerous times. Anyway, it's getting fixed. So that pole on the bottom with the little valve on it, this one here comes all the way through the bathroom out here in the shop, goes under the sink. And if it looks like it has a downward run, it's because it does. Now over here, this is all just in mock-up, none of it's glued. From here, all the way down through here behind the battery bank, that pipe hooks up to a frost-proof hose bib, so I can have water outside, and that's been installed. I'll show you that. So I'm finally going to have water out here. So that's done. So now this morning, before I do anything else, I've just drained most of the water out. I got to run the sink out until there's no more water here. And I'm going to cut this here. That's the pipe underground from the well. Cut this, cut this. I'm going to try to salvage the water filter. This line is going to have to tie in. Over here I have another water line mocked up. That's a 1/2 inch tube, 1/2 inch inside. Schedule 40 to feed the water heater, because the way the water heater is now, it goes through this tiny little, I've never even seen pipe that small. I didn't really do this plumbing job. CPVC, which comes up out of the ceiling. That goes through the entire house on the cold water circuit. Finally comes around outside and makes its way down to the water heater, and consequently, just due to fluid dynamics, there's no water pressure. There's no way that's going to work. So I'm tired of that. So this, again, is all mocked up. Will go here, basically like this, to feed this. And then this will have a drop down going out through the wall to another hose bib in the back. So that's what I'm doing today. I've been messing around out here for about 2 days, in between doing other things, mocking this up. Went through all my fittings. I should have everything I need to do this job, because once I cut this pipe, game over until I can put it back together. I don't have any water. But I just filled up a 5-gallon bucket, 5-gallon container on the counter, and then I always have 275 gallons above me. So I'll be back in a little while. I'm going to start cutting the pipe and draining the rest of the water and getting this done. So I'll be back when I get it put together. Okay, I just cut the water line here for the tank, and look what I found behind the water tank. Mr. Box Turtle, what are you doing in here, dude? You must have came in last night. Alright, I'm going to go put him outside, put him back in the woods. I'll tell you, you never know what you're going to run into here. I pushed a big wood pile down the back side of the property the other day and had 3 rattlesnakes right in my driveway. Wasn't that nice? Alright, that's the wildlife break. He's trying to get in Fort Grouse. I'll be back. Okay, here's the 98% finished replumbing work I did. I spent a little over 7 hours yesterday reconfiguring this entire system, taking things apart, hunting through all my PVC supplies. The tank has been moved. We cut the pipe here, moved it away from the wall. I've got the pressure switch down here below the shutoff valve where it belongs. I managed to fix all the leaks. Had to make a longer plug for the pressure switch. I actually have the water filter installed in the correct orientation, not backwards. Wondering why I could never get the water filter to work properly. I was able to save this section here, which was good. And you turn that valve off, turn this valve off, push that button, that drains the water filter, then you just put a new filter in, turn those two back on. And this pipe down here and this handle, which is actually turned off right now, is the outside hose bib. So you just flip that like that when you want water outside. And as I showed yesterday, that comes through here, downward, comes through the wall over there, goes up a bit, and then there's a 3-inch drop out to the frost-proof hose bib, which I really shouldn't even have had bought that. That was like a $20 bill, I think, or more. What is really nice is now I've got water out here when I want it. No more running the hose through the doorway. So that turned out good. So that's all set. I gotta make a few more of those 2x4 blocks, paint them white. That's yesterday's tomato haul, along with these guys. I'm gonna put a couple of blocks behind this system right here so it won't wiggle. And then over here, I put an on-off valve, gate valve, coming up over the door, down to the water heater. Now it has a 1/2-inch supply line, and I capped that one off. So, all in all, like I said, about 7 hours worth of plumbing. No more leaks. Took everything apart. And so far so good. It's still drying out. I didn't film this last night. I was too tired. 7 hours out here was a mid-90s, absolutely miserable. Changed my clothes twice, it was that bad. So that's it. That's the update on the DIY plumbing fix. More improvements to come. That's it for now. I'm out.